take it as I go. Hey guys, good evening. I am finally doing my OWL wrap-up. It's taken me quite a bit to get this finished. Well, to film this video. I can't even talk today. What's new though, really? Okay, so I'm really excited because I set out to be a Cursebreaker, and then there were so many extras I wanted to do, and I was able to complete all of them plus some. So I ended up reading a total of 20 books last month in April, and only I think 3 of them were not part of my O.W.L.s. I ended up reading one thinking it was supposed to be part of the O.W.L.s, and it turned out not to be. So just an extra book. That's okay, because it gave me something to do while I was working, because it was an audiobook. But oops, I'm gonna kill my book there. Oh geez. So let's get started with the Cursebreaker books that I read. And that is this stack right here, I think. Maybe not. No. I lost my stack of books. My bad. Oh, you're right. They are right there. I don't know what I'd do without her. Alright, so the first one I did was for Ancient Ruins, and I read Heartless by Marissa Meyer. I rated it a 4. Still learning how to rate things. I really enjoyed it, but I don't know. There was just something missing for me on that. It's more like a spoiler type thing. It's about the ending, so I'm not going to say exactly why I didn't like it. But it's an Alice retelling, and your mind goes so many different ways while reading it, which I really liked, because it's like you're trying to figure out, because, you know, if you know the story of Alice, you kind of know how it's supposed to go. So it's just going backwards for the Red Queen and seeing how she gets to be the way she is. And so my mind was just like going this way and that way, and so it was really entertaining and good. I really did enjoy it. I told my sister that she's gonna love it when she reads it. So yeah, I really enjoyed that one. And then for Arithmetic, it was DC Girls. I read that with Brooklyn, my daughter. Date with Disaster by Shay Fantana. I rated it a 3. I'm not really into DC superhero girls. Brooklyn enjoyed it. But I don't know. I just thought 3 worked. I didn't like absolutely love it, but I didn't absolutely hate it. So middle ground. And then for, oh my goodness, Charms, I read Ruby. And I gave this one 3 stars. I haven't read too much of it, but I've watched the manga the first season, I think, with my little brother. But this one was just like shorter stories, and they're kind of just like random stories. It's not really what I was expecting, and so I didn't enjoy it as much, I think, as I would if it was just like a manga series in a set. Kind of like the My Hero ones that I read this last month and things like that. So, it was a good book, don't get me wrong, but I just didn't enjoy it like I thought I would. Excuse me. And then for Defense Against the Dark Arts, I read Percy Jackson, The Sea of Monsters. For a second I thought it said The Lightning Thief, because it says book 1 on the back, but it's the second one. My little brother's been trying to get me to read these ones for years because he loves it. I gave it a 4. It was really good. It's by Rick Riordan, and I think because I watched the movie first, and the movie isn't anything like the books whatsoever, and they kind of mix the two together, and so I kind of was getting a little confused, I guess, by all that, and I was letting that kind of cloud my judgment. So it might have been a higher one, but as of right now, it was a 4. Then for potions, I read Beetle the Bard, Tales of Beetle the Bard by J.K. Rowling. I'm a huge Harry Potter fan. I love every single one of them. They're all 5s. Don't get me started on the Cursed Child. That's a whole other subject. That is not canon. Not canon. No. But I listened to this in an audiobook because Jude Law, why wouldn't you? Really enjoyed it. I gave it a 5. Again, I mean, a bunch of children's stories, a little small, but I really did love it. It was a good book. And then I wrote, for Transfiguration, I didn't write it. Oh, goodness. By Cassandra Clare. This is not the copy I read, but I can't find my other copy that my sister gave me, but this is my special edition copy that I got. I rated this one a 4. Now, The Mortal Instruments, I mean, they're good books. I'm on my second one, I guess. They're good books. I've only read 2. Not even 2. But I watched, I think it was the TV show. I think we were pretty sure it was the TV show, right? That I watched that annoyed me. But the person who ever played Clary, I didn't really like her voice, and I didn't like how she portrayed herself. And while reading this, I kind of had her in my mind. So it kind of blocked judgment on her a little bit. But towards the end, I kind of got over it, and I think I started seeing her a little bit differently. So I rated it a 4, only because I didn't really enjoy it starting out. So maybe when I do a reread of this, eventually it'll become a 5. But people may hate me for rating it a 4. But I rated it a 4. So that was my Cursebreakers. Finished all of those. Really excited. I was really proud of myself. So for my extras, let's see, zoologist, because I wanted to do the Dragon Tamer. So for the zoologist, I had to read some more books. So for Care of Magical Creatures, I read HP 5 by J.K. Rowling. Order of the Phoenix, my favorite book and my least favorite, or my favorite movie and my least favorite movie, all at the same time, because there is one scene that is definitely left out of the movie. If you have not read the book, I totally recommend reading the book. Kind of just says why Harry needs to continue going back to his aunt and uncles in more depth conversation that should have been had between Dumbledore and Harry at the end. But really good book. I really enjoyed it. I loved my reread of Harry Potter this last month. I read all of them. Those my other 2 extra ones. But it just brought me back to why I love this series so much. And I just brought me back to my world. And I just really want to go to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter even more now. But it's not open for one. So I gotta wait. But that's a 5. Then I read Blue Exorcist for Charms. This is the 5th one in the series. I rated it a 4. I just wasn't as good as the other 4 that I read before. And maybe it's because I waited like a year to read this. I think it's been about a year. Might be a little less. But I just rated it a 4. I mean, it's really good. I mean, I didn't hate it. It's a 4. And then, let's see, for Herbology, I read volume 2 of My Hero Academia. I rated this one a 5. I love My Hero. Great with the quirks and being quirkless, or all the relationships that you see from Deku and Bakugo, 2 of my favorite characters, and it's good to read it, and I've watched them all, and now I'm reading them. Oh, I haven't watched them all because it's not all completely finished yet, but I've watched them, and it's just good to kind of go back and kind of read it and see the things that you missed, or what the manga, TV, what would you call it? Anime left out. But truly do enjoy it. If you like any type of superhero action type of books or animes, definitely check that out. Then for potions, I read Quidditch Through Ages. Actually, I listened to it in an audiobook. Really enjoyed it. Just more interesting info about Quidditch that you normally wouldn't know unless you read this book. I rated it a 5, obviously. Then, of course, for the Dragon Tamer, you have to read a book about dragons. So I read Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire by J.K. Rowling. I will be completely honest, I've only read this book once. I've read all the other ones multiple times, but this one I've only read once. My foot is asleep. I guess when I was younger growing up, it's such a huge book and it was kind of dry to me, so I kind of was like, skip till the better parts. But now with this reread, I don't know why I did. It's amazing. It's an amazing book. And it's just interesting to see the differences between the books and the movies and what they chose to leave out and what they didn't leave out. But I mean, movies are movies. But I would sit through a 12-hour movie if you wanted to put everything in there. I would. But it was a good one. So, Magicologist and, of course, Dragon Tamer. And then let's see, for Animagus training, for arithmetic, it was Boxcar Children. Definitely a child's book. I never read them when I was younger, but I gave it a 2. It was very just like, they laughed, they did this, they did that. Again, children's book, I had to put that in perspective. It was an easy read. I got it done when I was waiting for my car dealership, the car dealership to do fix my car because it was making weird noises. So I read like 3 books while I was waiting. So, I mean, I probably will not read the second one, but who knows? Never know with these readathons. Again, 2. And this is by Gertrude Chandler Warner. And then I had to read for potions, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. I, however, did not know they had an audiobook with Newt Scamander actually reading this. What's his name?
Eddie Redmayne.
Eddie Redmayne.
Redmayne.
I said his name wrong. Anyway, did not realize he actually did an audiobook for this, so I'm very sad that I didn't get it. I'm gonna have to get it anyway and listen to it because I love Newt. He's great, and I think it's really good for them to show a little bit of Hufflepuff love to the world because Hufflepuffs aren't just leftover pizza crusts. They are, they're awesome. My sister's a Hufflepuff, and I love my sister. But rated a 5, obviously. It was great to kind of just see all the other random creatures that are not all the way through Harry Potter, or ones that you just might not remember of reading about. And so it was good to kind of just see all the different kinds of dragons and weird, and the Puffskins and the Porlocks and the Murlaps and the Gnarls. So, good book. Then for Transfiguration, I read Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. Needless to say, I rated it a 5. I love this book. I had my theories. I still say my theories are right. But, alas, they're not. But I can do a theory video on this later down the road. If you guys are interested in hearing why I think Crookshanks isn't just a family cat. Anyway, so it was a really good book. I really enjoyed reading it and seeing the differences, and just seeing it come to life again. So, it was nice. This was for Merpeople Linguistics is what I read My Hero Academia Volume 1 for. Rated this a 5. Again, like I said about the second one, I really enjoyed it. It's just, you can relate to some of the characters, and it's an easy read, and the manga's, it's amazing, and of course, the anime. Then for Legal Defense of Fantastic Beasts. I had to do Care of Magical Creatures and History of Magic. So I read for Care of Magical Creatures, Harry Potter 2, Chamber of Secrets. And this one is probably a lot different from the movie. I mean, they all are, but I just loved it. It was really good. Nothing about this did I hate. I know, shocking. And then for History of Magic, I read Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. For some reason, I do not know where that book ran off to, so my sister let me show you the Sorcerer's Stone that I have, what she has. But nonetheless, I rated it a 5. It's a great book. I can't say anything wrong about it. I loved it. Loved it, loved it, loved it. So that's, oh, and then of course, Frozen Heart that I did not need to read, but I thought I did. So I did. But I rated this one a 3. It was a lot like the movie. But you saw more Hans's perspective, I guess. Not really perspective, but had more of him in it. But I think I'd prefer just to watch the movie than read it. And then, of course, Harry Potter 6 and 7 to finish off the series for my reread. So 20 books last month, and I completed my O.W.L.s. I'm a little nervous about the Newts since I did so much for the O.W.L.s, but I'm ready for the challenge. So that is my O.W.L. wrap up. How did you guys fare with the O.W.L.s? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you have any questions, or if you really want to see my Harry Potter theories, let me know, because I can create a video about that. Let me know down below in the comments. Like and subscribe to this video if you want to see more content and more readathons that I am taking a part of the next couple months. There's a lot of them I want to take a part of, so I'm trying to incorporate all of them. And it's a lot of books. So we will see you in my next video. Bye.